I want to tell you a story that's very painful to listen to. Everybody who's married will understand how painful this is. And those of you that are not married, Mitzvah Hashem, you will be married, think about this. Just remember this story. This was told to me by a very good friend of mine who's a marriage counselor. That's not why he's my friend, by the way. He happens to be my friend anyway, Mayor Wickler, and he's a psychologist. But it's always good to have a psychologist as your friend. Anyway, he tells me that there was a young couple that had a divorce. And they had a 7-year-old boy. So this was the deal that they worked out in the courts or in the Beis Din, however they did it. And they worked out that during the week, this little boy would be with the mother, and on Shabbat, he would be with the father. Every week, the same thing. From Sunday to Friday, he was with his mother. Shabbat, the holy day of the week, he was with his father. One Tuesday night, the mother is putting the little boy to sleep, and the little boy starts crying. She says, "Why are you crying?" "I want my daddy." "What do you mean you want your daddy? You're going to your daddy Shabbat?" "No, I want my daddy tonight." And she couldn't control him. He didn't stop crying. So she calls her ex-husband, who doesn't live far away, and she says to him, "You know, he's crying. He wants to come to your house. Do you mind picking him up?" He says, "No, I don't mind. I'll come pick him up." Fine. He comes to pick up the little boy. The kid is so happy. He takes the boy to his house. He puts him to bed. The little boy starts crying. He says, "Why are you crying?" "I want my mommy." He said, "What do you mean you want your mommy? You said you want me. That's why I came to bed. I want my mommy." No, if the mother couldn't control him, the father surely couldn't control him, right? The kid's crying. He wants his mommy. So he calls back his ex-wife, and he says, "Listen, the kid changed his mind. Do you mind if I bring him back to you?" She says, "No, of course not." He brings the kid back. Listen to this. As he's about to leave, the little boy stands in the doorway and says, "Daddy, don't leave. Don't leave. I want you to stay here tonight." He says, "I can't stay here tonight. I can't stay. I got to go home." "Oh, Daddy, please, don't leave." The daddy has to leave. So his father leaves, and the little boy cries himself to sleep. The next morning, the mother calls Dr. Wickler, my friend, and she tells him the whole story about what happened. And then she says to him, "Dr. Wickler, do you think my child needs therapy?" So Dr. Wickler says to her, "Your child doesn't need therapy. He needs parents." That's what our children need. Every child needs a father. Every child needs a mother. And I want to say something now that I never would have said 10 years ago. Never. But it's important to say it in our day and age. Even if, God forbid, there is a divorce, and sometimes there has to be a divorce, no father has a right to criticize the mother, his ex-wife, to the child. And no mother has a right to criticize and degrade the ex-husband to the child. If the husband and wife couldn't get along, that's their problem. The kid is entitled to a father. The child is entitled to a mother. You're not allowed to break that security that every child is entitled to have. What Dr. Wickler is saying is a child needs parents. And parents have to spend time with their children.